Hey there, Grade 8. Welcome. Today, we're taking a beautifully simple poem and turning it into an explainer that's essentially a roadmap for your entire future. If you've ever wondered how just a few lines of text on a page can actually change the trajectory of your life, well, you are in the exact right place. Let's get started.
So, ask yourself this. What exactly does a flock of flying birds have in common with your own future? Seems kind of weird at first glance, right? I mean, birds are up there soaring through the clouds, and you're down here dealing with textbooks, homework, and pop quizzes. But as we unpack our source material today, you're going to see that this whole soaring metaphor is deeply and wonderfully connected to your limitless potential.
All right, let's look at our flight path for today. We'll start with the poem's big picture, jump into stanza 1, the grand expedition, then tackle overcoming life's hindrances in stanza 2. After that, we'll discover inner courage in stanza 3, figure out what it means to be a true patriot in stanza 4, and wrap up with your actionable role right here in Nepal.
Section 1, the poem's big picture.
Here's the full text of our poem, Free Birds. Now, what's really interesting here is how the poet speaks directly to you, the student. Notice those 8 crucial vocabulary words: flap, expedition, hindrances, determination, courage, incredible, caution, and patriot. The poet highlighted these for a reason. These aren't just, random words for a Friday spelling test. They're literally the core emotional tools you're going to need to succeed on your life's adventure.
Moving on to Section 2, Stanza 1, the grand expedition. The poem kicks off with a major call to action. The poet tells you to flap your wings. Imagine a tiny baby bird right on the edge of the nest. That very first flap, it takes an immense amount of energy. For you, flapping means taking those first energetic actions, like opening the textbook when you'd rather be doing anything else, or raising your hand to ask a tough question so you can ultimately lift off and touch the sky of your highest ambitions.
Let's zoom in on that second word, expedition. By definition, an expedition is a journey or voyage undertaken by a group of people with a very particular purpose. So the big takeaway here is that your education isn't just mindlessly showing up to a classroom. It is a purposeful, grand expedition toward your dreams. You aren't just wandering around, you're an explorer with a vital end goal in mind.
And this brings us to a brilliant literary device. It's a metaphor. Literally flapping bird wings translates metaphorically to launching your educational journey. Just like a bird uses its wings to completely defy gravity, you have to use your education to lift yourself up. It's highly active. You can't just expect to glide to success on day 1, you really have to put in the work to flap those wings. Let's move to Section 3, Stanza 2, Overcoming Life's Hindrances. Here, the poet gets super encouraging, assuring you that you absolutely can and will reach your destination. But let's be real, the poet isn't sugarcoating it either. You are not going to get to the top of the mountain without facing some serious challenges along the way. Those inevitable challenges? The poet calls them hindrances. These are things that provide resistance, delay, or obstruction. Think about your life right now. A hindrance might be a brutally difficult math exam, a sudden wave of self-doubt, getting distracted by your phone, or maybe just a subject that isn't quite clicking yet. They exist for one reason: to slow down your flight.
So how do we beat them? To smash through those hindrances, you need determination. That means staying stubbornly, fiercely focused on your goals no matter what gets tossed your way. When a massive gust of wind pushes a bird backward, it doesn't just shrug, give up, and fall out of the sky, right? It uses deep-seated determination to adjust its wings and push forward even harder.
This right here is incredibly motivating for us as learners. It shows that the literal destination of a migrating bird is only reached through the metaphorical determination of a highly focused student. You have to lock your eyes onto the prize. If you know exactly where you're headed, those hindrances, they just become temporary turbulence on your path to greatness.
All right, Section 4, Stanza 3, Discovering Inner Courage. This stanza drops a fundamental truth about life. While nothing worthwhile is ever easy, absolutely nothing is impossible. And why is that? Because you possess incredible, meaning absolutely unbelievable or extraordinary inner strength. It isn't something you have to go out and buy. It is literally already inside you, just waiting to be unleashed. Let's really unpack this word, courage. It's defined as the ability to do something that frightens you. True bravery. Courage is the spark that takes that hidden inner strength and turns it into real-world action when things get scary. Maybe for you, courage is raising your hand when you're 90% sure you have the wrong answer, or standing up to start a really intimidating project from scratch.
It's a massive shift in mindset. Once you unlock that courage hidden inside you, the whole concept of the impossible simply vanishes into thin air. The moment you genuinely recognize your own incredible strength, those giant, terrifying obstacles shrink right down into manageable little steps. Which brings us to Section 5, Stanza 4, The True Patriot. This final stanza hits us with a real sense of urgency. The poet urges you to act with caution. Now, in this context, caution doesn't mean being afraid. It means being extremely careful, deliberate, and wise with how you spend your time and energy, because the clock is always ticking forward.
You've probably heard this famous idiom before. Time and tide waits for none. It's a powerful old proverb. It means the natural progression of time, just like the ocean's tides, absolutely will not hit pause for anyone. Opportunities don't wait around. You have to seize your education today, because a day wasted is a day of progress you literally can never get back. And here is where the whole explainer ties together. By not wasting time, by studying hard, and by using your education wisely, you actually become a patriot. A patriot is a person who vigorously supports their country and actively uplifts it. See, being a patriot isn't just about waving a flag during a parade. It's about actively developing your skills so you can contribute to society and love your nation through your actual deeds.
Finally, Section 6, Your Role in Nepal.
So, translating this poem into everyday reality means you are the hero here. You're the one who can make Nepal a true piece of heaven by following a few clear steps. First, study hard every day. That's you flapping your wings. Second, help out your local community using that incredible strength and courage we talked about. Third, protect our rich culture. And fourth, by doing all this, you physically help build a piece of heaven right here in Nepal. Your education doesn't just serve you, it elevates everyone around you.
Grade 8, you have an incredible amount of strength inside you. We've seen today how a few simple stanzas give us a complete, powerful roadmap for life, from that very first flap of your wings to smashing through hindrances, all the way to becoming a true patriot for your community. So the only exciting question left for you is, how exactly are you going to start your personal expedition today?